Well, there you have your first look at Sora, the video generation system from OpenAI. I just noticed that OpenAI Sora got released, so why don't we sign in and figure out how to use it? So I'm going to come down to this link for Sora right now, and we'll just click on the start now. And from there, account creation is unavailable. So what do we do? Looks like we're going to have to wait a little while. I tried signing on with my normal OpenAI account and it's also failed. So let's just give this a couple of hours, see what happens. Now it seems I only needed to wait a few minutes, and so we can now put in a valid date here, which you're going to need to get started. So it brings us to a usage page, and we can have a look firstly at the GPT Pro, and you can see that you can get 10,000 credits, 500 videos at for a 1:1 aspect ratio of 5 seconds. And relaxed mode allows you to queue multiple videos as you generate them. Now, since I'm using Plus, I'm going to have access to 1,000 credits, about 50 videos at 480p. So let's just press continue. It's asked for a username, so I'm just going to put in Appy Dave. And you've got access to a little helper video and explore your feed. Now, what we'll do is we'll close out of that. So before I get started, I thought I'd come into ChatGPT and just ask the question about whether there are any tips that I need to follow when writing a prompt for Sora, which is OpenAI's video editor. And I've been explicit about that so that it knows to pick the right product. So we've got a whole lot of information here. So I thought I'd try out doing videos on a cafe in Thailand called Cozy Cafe, and I've put in this prompt. Walk up to a cafe called Cozy Cafe, we'll upload this image and just mention that it's a cafe that caters to tourists and shows local artisan products, stuff like that. But we won't just write that prompt directly. What we'll do is we'll come back into ChatGPT over here and say, can you use this and create a 5-second video concept? And we'll just paste in the rest of the information, and hopefully it's going to infer from the information above to give us a prompt. Now the prompt I thought I'd do with an image is called walk up to a cafe called Cozy Cafe in Chiang Mai, Thailand. It's a cafe that caters for tourists and local artisans, and we've got this image here that I'd like to use. But before we do, what we'll do is just run it as a prompt to see if it can come up with something cleaner based on the guidelines above. So I've also said, can you use this to create a 5-second video concept? And it started writing something for us. So what we'll do is we'll just open all of this and we'll come back to here. So we'll come down to the prompt and we'll just paste it all the way in, and let's have a look at a couple of the options here. So we can generate 5 and 10-second videos. Maybe if you've got a pro plan, you can do more, I don't know. And we can do 720p. Now, if I do this, I'm going to use up more of my credits. So I'm just going to stick with this one for now. And we can also play around with the aspect ratio. So let's also upload an image. And when you do that, it'll first come up with a media upload agreement. So I'm going to tick them all off. I've read through. Now I've got this message that you can't upload photos that have people. Now the photo we've got doesn't have a person, so that should be good. So we come down to this button here. It says create video, and we click on it and let's see what starts happening. So at the moment it's generating new video, image prompt, opening frame, and it's talking about what it's doing. 480p, 5 seconds, and it's 8:55. Modern bakery experience, opening frame. The video starts with a scene of a street view in Chiang Mai, lined with lush greenery, and it would have gotten that local bakery experience from the fact that it says all about bread here, because as you can see, we didn't have the word bread here in the prompt. Now there's no timer telling us how long this is going to take. So far it's been over a minute. So I'm about 5 minutes in at the moment. I just thought I'd do a search on Perplexity to see what's happening, and many users have reported slow generation times, often seeing a loading circle without successful video output. So this could be the experience I'll have here. I will try again if this happens after 10 minutes. Now there's also a couple of other pieces of information good to know. So it's going to struggle with realistic physics and consistency in longer videos, so something to be aware of. You might need to clear your browser cache, check the status page, or try a different browser or device. So 7 minutes in, we're still uploading as you can see here, but what I thought I'd do is just have a look at the uploads capability. So I took a bunch of images from this cozy cafe. We've got this outdoor scene that is what the first video is about. We've got a variation of the outdoor scene, some indoor scenes, some product displays, soaps, and a grassy knoll to the side of the cafe, and also potential sort of infographics around pricing. One of the things I noticed when you upload images, it's if you upload two by accident, which I did, you can't delete them. So they're all listed here at the moment, and I've got no real way of changing this. So keep that in mind. So working on the assumption that this might have hung, I'm just going to try clicking on this storyboard, and what we'll do is we'll paste in the same prompt as before. And when I went to pick the actual image, it only allowed it from the file system, not from those uploaded files. So that's something else to be aware of. I don't know whether I can even move this around. So the aspect ratio that it's showing here has been determined by OpenAI. But what we'll do is we'll click on the storyboard and we're taken to this area where we can now see things as different scenes. So these look like the scenes that we saw in the original one being generated, and let's just click create and see what happens here. And it's saying we can only do one generation at a time. So I'm on a plus account. I think that's different if you're on a pro account. But while we're looking at this storyboard, here's another interesting thing. So you can regenerate the scene text. Now I didn't find a way to be able to edit it manually, but we should just be able to click these, and here's scene 3 coming through as a new scene. What now has happened is that this is starting to change and we're at 91%. So I think we're going to finish okay. So the lesson there is to be patient. For me, that took about 15 minutes, I think. And here we have two images and it looks like the right one. Let's see what happens if we hit play. Oh, look at that. It's put real people into this shot. Now there's our physics issue going on. We're seeing the glass reflection not working and it just looks like people are walking through a wall here. So let's not upload an image for the next video. Let's just describe a scene. So what I'm going to do is paste in an image of some soaps that are for sale at this particular cozy cafe. So what I'll do is I'll paste it in here, and this time I will use the storyboard just to see what's going on with this. And we've got these four scenes. So the camera, sunny morning in Chiang Mai, the light filters through lush greenery. Then we've got inside the shop, a person walks past wooden shelves lined with vibrant carved fragrant soap. Now I'm going to press create here. It's been added to the queue. It says the person reaches the carved soaps section and gently picks up a soap shaped like a blooming lotus flower. And then we've got the camera zooms in on the soap, capturing the delicate carvings and soft pastel colors. So you'll know it's running because you'll see this little activity counter over here, but we should be able to click here and come back to see the generation over here as well. I'm a bit slow on the timer, but we'll just start one. We've been going for about 1 minute at the moment, maybe 2 minutes. Now it seems stuck here on 99%, but it's also told me that it's ready to watch. So what I might do is just do a refresh on the screen and see what happens next. And so what I had to do here was actually click on this to bring up this new view. So can we hit play on this? And not yet. We are currently about 14 or 15 minutes into this generation. So here we have the video. In fact, we got two videos, and I might need to go back and check the other one because there must have been a second one on the left that I didn't notice. But if we hit play on this, we'll see these looking at the soaps. It's coming up to the stand where the soaps are available, and then we zoom in on them. So I've just come back and I have noticed that this is another video. So if we just hit play on this, there's just not a lot going on other than the tree is moving with this one. So let's do one more use case. What I've done is this DALL-E generated infographic, and I've just asked it to describe the infographic. Then from there, I've put in this question: can you do a video description about an ebook that teaches people how to set up and run a cafe in Thailand, listing the cost, pricing models, and sales and marketing material? So that's starting to generate a prompt that we should be able to put in. With this one, I think we'll do this as a storyboard as well. So it's just writing that out, and what we'll do is we'll copy it straight into the describe your video, and I'm going to go with the storyboard concept one more time just to see how that looks. Let's click on storyboard. I'm not going to be changing any of these items just yet, and you can see them all listed here. So what we'll do is we'll press create and we'll just kick off a timer to see how long this is going to take. And there it is complete. We've taken about 10 minutes. So let's just go over and test this out. Discover, and we can't read the text, which is pretty normal with generations. It's got a few errors in it, but this is actually looking interesting as an idea for an ebook. Let's just go and have a look at the other one we got here. Learn in the successful who and strategies who have trusted in Thailand. So a bit of a challenge there as well. Maybe this zoom in effect is pretty good with this particular video. What was the effect here? This was more moving in different directions, and this like expanding circle is pretty cool. Now just to finalize off, if you go up into settings, there's an area called My Plan, and from here you can see that I've used up 150 of the 1,000 credits I've got, and that my plan will reset in about 5 days. Now, what is the timing on this? If you click on the learn more, you'll be taken over to the costing, and if you look for the word reset, you can see that it's going to reset based on your monthly. But if you want to see the costs, they're all listed right here. Well, there you have your first look at Sora, the video generation system from OpenAI. I'm Appy Dave. I usually do videos on AI agents or automating processes using AI. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.